And we're off. So, right, guys, thanks for joining us on, I suppose it's just another podcast, isn't it? The Muscle Town podcast, post the NABBA Britain show. So I've got the two winners of the NABBA Britain 2023 titles, the amazing Daniel Jay Smith Jr. and the ultimately awesome Jenny Kay. Guys, thanks for joining me this evening. Just wanted to grab your feelings and your thoughts post-show, now the dust has settled, just to see how things are and, you know, get your feedback and your feelings on how it is to be British champions. So,
yeah.
Who wants to go first? I
don't mind. You're gonna go ladies first.
Can you jump in, man?
I'll go first. Okay, cool.
You can go first.
Cool. So is that like age before beauty kind of thing? Is it like, yeah?
Well, yeah. I think you're probably a lot younger than me. So
so basically after the competition, first of all, I want to say thank you to you as well, Jenny. You found my cap, didn't you?
I've sent it to you today. I've posted it this afternoon.
Awesome. I left my Atlas hat at the venue, man. I didn't even notice it was gone
everywhere. I'm just saying, the amount of stuff of yours that we have found, trainers, I specifically remember the last one. Anyway.
Yeah. I left my trainers at the last one, didn't I? I completely forgot that. I left my trainers at the last one, my hat at this one. It's just, I don't know. It's a NABBA thing, isn't it? It's a NABBA thing.
Well, luckily it had your name on it, so, you know, that was the only reason I knew it was yours.
Yeah. So, first of all, thank you for that. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Want to say thank you to Muscle Town. Absolutely, honestly, these guys have looked after me from the very beginning. I was shocked, man. Like, come up to me and was just like, gave me good feedback. They've looked after me ever since. They've, you know, given me good word, good advice, good support, everything, man. So I really do appreciate that, Alan, man. I really am. So the guys at NABBA, you've got the best guys with you as well, and I've seen the extra miles that you're putting in for them too. So I don't know if you are really appreciated there, but you definitely need to be appreciated there, that's for sure. So thank you for that. Really appreciate that. I've just been eating, honestly. Well, I'm back on the diet now, but as soon as I came off, it's been food, man. I had a carvery and I underestimated how much salt is in there in those carveries. I've ballooned up. I've just turned into the Michelin man. But I like the pump in the gym. You know what I'm saying? I really like the pump in the gym, but I feel like I'm like twice the size. And like you said, it's like you always think, oh, you know, could I take a risk and stuff like that before a show. You never want to really kind of, you know, you do kind of like, you know, get the treats in and stuff like that, but you'd never try anything like that. But it's looking good in the gym, but you always know if you actually tried it, it would go terribly wrong, wouldn't it? It's just Sod's law.
Yeah.
Sod's law. We're back on the diet now, so I feel good.
So, how about you, Jen? Come on,
well, honestly, I feel like I shouldn't even be here. Do you know what I mean? Because I just like it's still not. I don't feel this is me. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit of a shock still, to be honest. I think it was just more than I ever could have imagined of achieving in these last few weeks. Well, 3 weeks since doing the qualifiers. You know, I went to the qualifiers thinking I'll just see how it goes. You know, obviously I've had to change because of going into trained figure. The previous time that I competed, I wanted to come back down to athletic, so I had to go away and change my style of training and change my shape a little bit. So, you know, it was sort of like I was starting again, to be honest. So I went back in just thinking, we'll see what happens. They might move me, they might not, you know. And then I've ended up coming on with the overall and the North East champion and then the British as well. So, yeah.
I don't think anyone can deny you definitely deserve to be there and you definitely are worthy champion. You know, I think there was some phenomenal physiques as we'd expect with the British finals. You know, obviously we first were seeing you was back at the North East. Not the first I've seen you, so I see quite a lot of you.
You've obviously seen me running around like a maniac backstage.
I see you back on stage at the North East. And I know it's something we chatted about. I think it was at the UK show the year before.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We were talking about the itch, weren't we?
So it's phenomenal to see you just back on that stage, you know, because you're not. It's not new to you. You've been up there before and owned it more than once. But you know, to come back, is this the biggest title that you've won? I know.
So do you want me to tell you the story from the beginning?
Why not?
Yeah.
So
I first competed in 2001 when I was 17, and I did the Northeast, I did the Britons, and then I did the Universe.
Really Barbara Knight.
2001, I did them 3. Then I had 18 years off due to kids and all the rest of it.
Out there,
Plenty of time to, you know, put some muscle on. And then obviously came back in 2019 to do, I did the Northeast, the Britons, the Universe, and I won the UK, all in NABBA. And then this year, so I've done the Northeast, the Britons, so there's, you know, potentially a bit at the end of the pattern that I need to that I need to finish off, but we'll see.
So what's the plan then next? Obviously we've got the Britain title under there, Northeast title under there. Is it is now a bit of time out and see where we are for the uni, or?
Yeah, Dan, you go on. You can have this one first, and then.
Yeah. Well, for me, there's still a bit more in this season for me. So I had, you know, obviously Sunday night and Monday, you know, flexible just for a mental break from it. Then back on the diet, been back on the diet from today. And I always said, you know, this season was more about, I want to see where I can take the condition. So I've kind of used these competitions as checkpoints. Not stepping stone, but checkpoints to say, right, okay, let me push myself for this. Because you know what it's like when your mindset goes into a complete different field when you come in for a competition. And then when you come away from a competition, you're even more fired up no matter what. I mean, if you don't get the victory, you're like, I need to go and get that victory. And if you do get the victory, you know, you just feel good about it. You've got the endorphins, the dopamine. So it's never a bad thing, especially when you know everyone's a good person. Everyone gives you good vibes and stuff. So each competition has pushed me more and more. And now I feel I can really take it to that next level and really chisel down and get super, super dry. And, you know, as low as possible on the body fat. So, yeah, I've just got that in my mind now and I feel fired up for it. So, whenever that will be, but I'm sure you'll see me on stage a couple more times this season.
Am I right in saying, didn't you go off the bounce and go and do another show on the Sunday?
But you know, funnily enough, with that one, the only reason why I did that was because it was on my doorstep. It's two minutes from my house. So yeah. So literally, I thought to myself, I mean, the NFM UK, I've already done that one this season. So they give you like a plane ticket to was it Texas? So I won the plane ticket already. But then if you've already won one, they give you like cash instead. So I thought, yeah, man, why not? It's on my doorstep. The main one was NABBA. The main focus was NABBA that week, and then so I kind of like, you know, wasn't banged on for that. I think I've looked better than NABBA, but kind of experimented a little bit. And I did a fundraiser there as well. So I raised money for my friend. Her sister died unexpectedly with meningitis for a wrong diagnosis. So I actually went there first. I went to the sauna first, went swimming in the morning, hit the sauna and steam room, and then did the fundraiser. And we were selling patties, so Caribbean patties and stuff, and drinks and stuff like that. We raised, I think, over £250. So it was good. And it was funny because I literally was been off my feet all day. I put my feet up for like, after the fundraiser, put my feet up for about 10-15 minutes, and then they were like, yeah, you got to get tanned up now for the pro show. So I was like, yeah, okay.
I said, Dan, you've got to be like the most chilled out competitor that I've ever met in my life. Yeah. I remember you once coming to one of the NABBA shows, I think it was maybe the UK or something, and you literally like rocked up 5 minutes before the competitors were going on stage, took your tracksuit bottoms off and walked on the stage, and it was like we're always like super chilled out backstage and pleasant as well, which is, you know, you're always smiling and stuff. You just seem to enjoy it.
Cheers. Yeah, I think that was when Phil tanned me the first time. I think was it the first time? I can't remember if it was the first time, but yeah, I think it was like I was upstairs. And
that was the Northeast, wasn't it? Was that Northeast?
Was it? I think it might have been.
First one,
remember,
when I
man.
first met you, it was a UK show, first NABBA show post COVID, and I think you're there with your mum.
Yeah.
The old Dream Talent, and you were like, I mean, you look fucking
Oh,
phenomenal there. Walked away
yeah,
with the
yeah,
winning. It was like, and I was like, damn, we can do something better with this. And
yeah.
that's sort where that started. Yeah, but you generally sort of, if anybody doesn't know you, you're just probably one of the most chilled guys going when it comes to one of the nicest guys on the circuit. You know, that you've got time for everybody. So really, when you talk about champions and people that aspire bodybuilders to want to be either back on the stage or potential bodybuilders to get on stage, these are the sort of champions I feel that the bodybuilding needs, not just great physiques, but good personalities as well. You definitely, again, you definitely put that out, mate, on everything you do, and
thank you.
It's great for us all to see with that. So, but you just sort of rock up and go, all right, I'm here. I've just got
I think we were all like running around manically looking for you, going, where is he? Where is he? And you just like rocked in and walked us onto stage.
Yeah. We didn't say that was an easy win at the weekend. It was an exceptional class. There were some exceptional athletes out there.
Yeah.
So a few of the guys, as we all do, obviously chat and talk about who's up there and who's on there and who you think's going to be in for the overalls on the class. Obviously, definitely always knocking on that door. It wasn't a surprise to see you win that at the weekend. I think it's a great. Well, it's just a great mix, and for you and to walk away with the sort of titles that, I mean, you're not new to the circuit by any stretch of the imagination, and you've been around a while now, and they're the sort of titles that you should be winning. I've said this to you before, and there's still room to fucking tighten it and get better and really fucking blow people's minds. It's
man.
great.
I was gonna say thank you. I really appreciate that, man. Yeah, it was funny because my very first competition that I saw, I did a post about it today. Very first competition I went to was the NABBA Britain. So, funnily enough, I didn't know any bodybuilders. So I didn't know anyone that competed. No bodybuilders. Remember back then, there was no prep coaches on Instagram or anything like that. So if you wanted to get into it, I didn't really know how. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think my friend was going to the NABBA Britain. I'd not heard of NABBA, so I was just outside the scene, just some kid that went to the gym basically and loved training. And I said, yeah, I'll come and watch. And I went there and I was super fascinated, like I was just drawn on. And this is why this show meant so much to me. I put it on a post a few days ago. It meant so much to me to win that because that was the first show I seen. And just seeing them, I was massively fascinated. It's the first time I'd seen bodybuilders real life. I'd seen them on YouTube and stuff, but that's the first time I'd seen it up close and personal. So I was like, yeah, man. But again, there was no Instagram was, I think, fairly new. No one really did all the stuff they do now, so there was nowhere for me to really. It was like a secret thing, wasn't it? Like secret thing. You gotta like go to a gym and kind of blend in a little bit and stuff like that. So it was just mad. So I literally prepped myself. I said, I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. So I was buying the packed chicken, the packed rice, oats. And that's all, and did a bit of cardio, threw a bit of cardio in there, and I thought, yeah, man, that'll be fine. And I heard about Body Power. I looked into the website, and I seen they had a show. So I thought, yeah, I'll do that. That's no problem, man. So I was like doing cardio and stuff like that, not knowing how you even prep or anything. I didn't ask anyone. I just was being me, to be honest. And then like got there, and someone told me beforehand, you're supposed to like you're supposed to do like a prep and stuff, and you're supposed to like do all these different things. And I was like, I guess I'll Google it then. Googled it, kind of seen some stuff. I was like, I don't know. I guess you do it on the day. So like, I got there, I went to the Body Power, and they were like, okay, cool. So have you got your trunks? Have you got your music? And he's telling you. I was like, I thought you just like get it on the day and stuff. I sort you out. And like, no, you just get all that sorted yourself. I was like, oh shit. So I seen this massive, like it was a huge venue. Body Power. I thought it'd be like a little thing, and I was like, shit. Well, I'm here now. So I'm just going to do it anyway. I hadn't even, know what's crazy? I'd shaved, but like not properly, if that makes sense. Like I kind of like, just kind of like a quick rinse over. It was just crazy, man. Yeah, got someone to pad me, quickly brought some trunks. Luckily, someone had some there at the expo, and it was like, right, okay, I'm just going to do it. They played the wrong music. It was just, it all went terribly wrong. Came last. And I was like, right, I'm going to do it properly now. And then the rest is history. Just kind of like but my focus was like, right, I got laughed off stage on that one. So like, I was like, right, I'm going to come back stronger. And literally for the next 12 weeks, 12 months, I just said, I'm going to train harder than anybody in the scene, no matter what. And I didn't switch off from anything. Everything was bodybuilding. Every single second from then to the next 12 months was bodybuilding. And I think I did the same thing the next day. I entered every competition. I was just doing it. I was like, right, okay, boom. I became like the UK champion, junior, British champion, junior world champion. It was like a phenomenal switch over, and it just inspired me. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, meeting people kind of from different federations, I just fell in love with it. Just haven't turned around since, man.
It's that's the thing, isn't it? When you get into that and you're around like-minded people with, I say like-minded people, I say mentally damaged people. This thing we enjoy called bodybuilding. It is infectious. I mean, the amount of weekends we get to something, I'm like, I don't want to go. And I get there and I see you guys and the people we work with and seeing the athletes and all the rest, and it's just like, oh, I fucking love this. It's just Jen, right? Yours is a slightly different story, really, because you've always competed with NABBA, haven't you? That's been like
the only federation. Yeah, I have thought about, you know, I suppose because I've not had like a continuing, you know, seasons where I've done it, you know, year after year. Yeah. I have thought about other federations, but it's just, I suppose, because from being 17, and that was the first thing I knew. It's just, and we've always been involved in the shows for the last sort of 20 years, you know, on and off. We've always been backstage, or, you know, and so it's just, for me, it's just, I'm happy with doing that. You know?
There isn't. I mean, talk about stages and big stages. It's not just about legacy, you know. NABBA is an institution that's been there, and without it, right, none of the rest of the sport exists. I'm sorry, it was there at the beginning. It's still there now. You know, we see peaks and breasts with everything, and so the old COVID situation took its toll. But it's the influx of people revisiting it and people learning about it, new athletes coming back on and realizing, whoa, wait a minute, this is some history here. There is something weirdly special about it. I mean, it's only been a couple of years since we've been sort of on the inside doing what we're doing with, you know, with the backstage stuff and meeting and getting to know more and more people within it, not just the athletes, promoters, etc., etc. And there's a real love of not just bodybuilding, but of making sure that the sport progresses, athletes get the right experience and a good stage to be on. So I mean, if it feels like home why would you want to be somewhere else? I suppose
Yeah. I don't know, Dan, maybe you can answer this. You know, I feel it's a friendly atmosphere. You know, I know you've competed with a lot of federations, and, you know, I just think the shows are run well in my eyes, you know, and I think, you know, when the guys are backstage, we're always, you as well, Phil, we're always trying our best to keep everybody where they should be and keep everybody calm and not make it sort of like you're just a number. So yeah, I like that side of it.
Yeah, I love that as well. I mean, when I came into the scene, it was obviously UK BFF and NABBA, and it was like I was getting to understand that, you know, it was kind of like a derby, you know what I'm saying, Man U Liverpool or Man U Man City kind of thing. And then obviously there was a bit of dictatorship on the UK BFF side. So people were like, you're either going to go down that route in IFBB Go Pro, or you're going to go down that route with the traditional bodybuilding. So what you had was more of a family in NABBA. So a bit of a family vibe in NABBA, and everyone competed from NABBA sides, tended to compete in local shows as well, and do all kinds of different variety. And the people on the UK BFF side strictly kind of stayed on that side, and that caused a bit of division in the scene. But it allowed you to choose one route or the other. It was a bit more segregated. And then as the time's gone by, so I've kind of been able to be in the middle where I can see where different generations and stuff. So you got that side, and then nowadays there's so many different federations and stuff, but each has different qualities and stuff. So, you know, you'll always get the family vibe in NABBA. Then you've got things like You got like PCA, NFM UK, which are a bit more like social media side of things. Then you've got other ones like I think like BPA. There's loads now popping up, but an IBFA's there, NAC. You know, these grassroots ones and stuff. The new people don't understand like you said, the history behind these guys, and they're doing it from the heart and stuff. And some people, it's more money based and stuff. So there's so many different angles and stuff. But at least there's something for everyone. That's the most important thing. There's something for everyone.
Variety, like you said, when we all first started out, there was literally 1 or 2 routes to go. It was UKBFF for certain things. NABBA, all my pals were NABBA. He didn't fit me for whatever, for just there wasn't a category that fit me at the time. I was down the UKBF route, and there was always that controversy. You can't really do one from the UKBFF was like you can't go and do anything else, which seemed a bit ridiculous when you're an amateur bodybuilder, right? You know. I think the fact that there's so much more variety now, you know, for people to go and try different things, be it fitness or it's just good for bodybuilding in general. Obviously, different federations have different agendas and different criteria to meet, but it's the fact that everyone gets to cater, or everyone's sort of catered for these days, definitely got value for a lot. But it's going back to the roots. So if you want to be able to say, I've been on that stage and competed at that level within that institution, and maybe it's an age thing. I don't know. Jen, if you all agree with me, Dan, we're all of it. Similar, I'm a bit older than you guys. I'd like to be able to get to the end of a career and go, I did that, you know, and it was up there with where the best have been. You know, I'm not saying that there aren't other great stages for athletes to be on, but it's a personal thing at that point. And I suppose with that, so coming back to where we are today with like two new British champions, NABBA Britain champions, and
Who's talking? Who's that?
Is that Miss Prince?
I think, like you just said, like you were saying, for me being 17, I saw the Miss Britain, you know, NABBA Miss Britain. So for me, that was the goal. I don't ever think I thought I would achieve it, to be honest. But that, if I'd have gone to another federation, that wouldn't have meant the same as what the NABBA Miss Britain means.
Yeah, get it.
That makes sense.
No, totally. It's there's, like you say, it's got gravity. You know, there's and it's got history, and you like there's. Well, I've been seeing so we've all watched, I suppose, before the days of social media. Not that it's that long ago, we all trained in gyms that we wanted to train in based on where we were competing, you know, and the athletes that were in that gym that would inspire us, that we could learn from, and you went and supported those guys. Obviously, things move forward and move on, and we see that evolution now with the coaching aspect and the Instagram outside of that. And I don't think it's a bad thing, you know. Just things change and move forward. But that whole point of being on that, it's just a big stage. There was just that NABBA Britain final, right? Just physically being there or having your mate there or supporting was just such a big event, right, in the year for us all. It was still felt like that to be there this weekend. You know, just these fucking British finals, you know.
Yeah.
And the old British champions. So that's where we're at.
Joining the list. That's the biggest thing, isn't it? Being on that list with all them great names. That's just something priceless. Priceless, man.
Yeah. Well put that down, 100%. You see, you're up there with some massive amount of legacy and achievement. Some of the best bodybuilders that they've been produced in this country have stood on that stage. Yeah, you know, and that is timeless. There's not many people walk away being able to say, "I was an NABBA Britain champion." Yeah, and you guys can. So well done to you both.
Thank you, thank you,
thank you, and thank you to you guys as well, because you make the process easier. You know, you guys are you make it so stress-free. You make it really organized, and you don't have to think about that side of things. You can just turn up and you sort it out for us.
I'm going to say that's got nothing to do with me. That is all to do with Sarah.
Well, right? I didn't want to say that, but
we all know this. I just run around and do whatever it is we do. We keep you all looking right. It's yeah, we try and keep it simple as possible. It's not the last thing from a commercial point of view, and from a personal point of view. Yeah, I do take it quite personally. I want to make sure everybody gets to stand on that stage and present up their physique as they should and could do in the best possible light. Some things don't always go to plan, but we always continue to try and evolve it. Athlete experience, for me, we're there from the start. We actually obviously involved with a lot of the athletes prior with booking times, dates. We have groups there, as you've all been in. And hopefully, again, we add to that, but it's not done for any other reason than we're just hopefully having a bit of fun with it at the same time. So I appreciate the fact that you appreciate that, and that's really great. That's not what this is about. This is about being able to present you guys as champions, and for other people to see what it is, and hopefully inspire them to get on that stage or look at it or whatever, because there will be people out there that want to hear what you guys have to say, because it is a massive achievement. Not to be underestimated, and kudos to you both. I mean, I've got to know you both really well over the last few years, and it's a privilege and a pleasure to know you both. And again, two amazing British champions there, just for anybody to know.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Honestly, I do appreciate it, man. And like I said, it's when you break it down, and it's like gaining, you know, this is what I said to my friend earlier as well. Like, the whole experience itself is amazing, but speaking to everybody both backstage, outside and stuff like that, you realize that the people they're speaking to you with respect, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like you've earned respect from people like yourselves. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's just a big thing. Do you know what I'm saying? That's a big thing.
It feels a bit surreal, doesn't it? Sometimes I found it was a bit, when everybody was speaking to me afterwards, I found it quite a strange experience to begin with.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I feel like I'm just me who goes to the gym and trains and eats, and that's, you know, just
Definitely, man.
I was going to share for anybody that's watching. Hopefully, this will come up nice.
Whoop, whoop.
There we go. There's the overall two phenomenal physiques still on that stage right there. I know we said what pose are we going to do, and like for me, like my tricep is the one thing that like everybody always goes, bloody hell, your triceps, look at the size of your triceps. And I was like, it's going to be size triceps, otherwise he'd have me on anything else.
You chose the perfect pose as well. It looks symmetrical, both of us standing in like that position as well, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it looks cool.
I think we have to give some credit there to Lee Archer, who's obviously the show photographer, official NABBA photographer, does so much stuff with NABBA. Super guy, super photographer, just again brilliant at working everybody and capturing these sort of moments in those sort of shots, which I think timeless and priceless. You know, the amount of time you're never going to get that again, are you?
No. No, and he does a really good job. I've just ordered my photographs, so I'm hoping they're going to come in the next few days. So I'm quite excited.
Love that.
Brilliant. See that, guys. Is there anything else you want to add? I mean, I don't want to. I would sit here and talk to you all night. You know, I would. But for anybody that's watching this, whenever they're watching it, I don't lose them. So, where would you want? What's obviously the time to reflect. You both qualified for Universe, which is the next massive stage to be on. Is the Worlds on the cards? I mean, because that's obviously you qualified for that as well.
It's this Saturday though. That's the only thing. It's this Saturday coming. So it was for me. I did think about it, and it could have been an option, but I think the turnaround for me was just too short a time to get sorted and get out there. And I had a bit of a chat with Mal and stuff the other day, and he was like, well, what if you could go and you could win? I said, yeah, but what if I went and you're not able to get yourself prepped? You know, obviously you're traveling and all the rest of it. I said, what if I went and then didn't do as well as I have done this weekend? And then I'd feel like it had spoiled the whole experience a little bit. Do you know what I mean? And so I think had it been 2 or 3 weeks that you could get yourself organised and get yourself back, you know, where you need to be, then certainly I would have considered going. But you know, unfortunately, with it being a week, I think it's just a bit too much of a quick turnaround.
Yeah, and to be honest, I didn't. I didn't know. I didn't know it was that date either. So I only knew.
I knew you were going to say that.
When is it? Tomorrow? Oh my God.
I know that hasn't stopped me before. It hasn't stopped me before.
I was going to say, you'd still rock up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I was on the phone to you, Phil, wasn't I? I was on the phone. I was like, yeah, I've only just known. And by that time, I'd eaten on the Sunday. I'd eaten on the Monday. So I was like, yeah, that's no. If I was like, you know, a new baby beforehand, I'd be like, you know what, if I win, I could go to Italy and stuff. I think what I would have done, I'd have just like, you know, it'd been a complete difference. I'd have got straight back on it. Do you know what I'm saying? For the start. Yeah, just to be at full potential kind of thing. But yeah, after eating on the Sunday and the Monday, I think no, you wouldn't be there.
You know what though? I think that's probably like mentally, because I don't think it would do, like you were saying, I look like leaner now. I don't think I think it's mentally rather than actually physically, isn't it? It's it's that routine and knowing that you've come into the show exactly how everything should be.
How it should be, yeah, definitely. And like, I mean, when I was back in the day, like a junior, I remember when I was really going through it, like a redemption kind of thing, in that mindset, you know, I'd have just been on it, no matter what, no food, no nothing. Whereas now, after a show, I'll give myself that mental break, just for, you know, it might be half a day, it might be a full day. But when I was a junior, I remember that when I was like, right, okay, I'm going to come back 100%, even to the point where when I think back, and I'm like, yeah, some of the stuff we'd have done was crazy. Like everything was down to a T. You know, do you remember those first ones when even sometimes you're like, you're around certain like oxygen, the way you think you're breathing in, you know what I'm saying? Like, so everything had to be down to it. Absolutely. I remember like even when with my ex, this was like the first times as well, I'd have like probably a bit crude saying this on here, I'd have a protein shake on the like next to the drawer, on the drawer next to the bed for after we had sex. Like there was a protein shake there. I'm not joking. It just, I'd quickly bang it before if I fall asleep or something. I'd be like, yeah. that's how down to a T I was. Like it was down to a T. Like that's what it was. There's post-workout shake, boom, just in case, and then that's it. Yeah. Little things like that.
That's the missing link. Protein shake on the bedside table.
It was crazy times, man.
Oh, brilliant! That's gonna keep me going. That. Well, I'm glad we've got a few weeks off now, which is I'm pleased. It's been a busy show season up to press. So we've got a few weeks off of getting back to some normality, and then I don't think the next NABBA thing's England. The NABBA England in September. I can't remember the dates. Yeah, that's a pre-qualifier for the Universe and the UK, which are again three of my favourite shows. I think they all are. I just enjoy it. We have such a good time. Saturdays, Friday night was great seeing everybody down there, and then seeing you guys and just whatever. I'm going to sign it off at that. I think we've. I really appreciate you guys taking the time out to join us on this. I just wanted to get something done and out there, and didn't quite get to do as much as the lights have done at the weekend. And I love this type of interaction with again, friends and people we've met along the way become friends and great athletes, and just talking this nonsense is fun. It is what it is, you know. It's a lot. We forget how much graft we put it in. We're in the gym, the sacrifice, the graft, the work that goes into it to be able to stand on those stages, to be able to be in the opportunities to be able to stand on the big stages like the British Star finals and so on. And it makes it all worthwhile to be able to come away and get those wins and just be able to stand there immortalised, which is what you want, immortalised history as British champions. So yeah, thanks guys for giving up the time tonight. I will get this in, and there's not a lot to edit. We'll just get it up and we'll get it out there tomorrow. And
just the protein bit protein shake bit, and then you'll be all right.
we'll leave out the secret, secret ingredient, the missing piece of the puzzle, which is why protein shake.
There'll be loads of guys making themselves a protein drink before they go to bed.
I'm going to bring out a shaker with it on, right? As a opportunity for Daniel and I. There's
Love it, man. Love it.
Hey, guys,
well,
all the best. I will. I'll catch up with you both really soon. Thanks again for your time this evening, and yeah, well done on being British champions.
thank you very much. An absolute pleasure. And like I said, Jenny looked absolutely amazing. Phil, thank you for everything you're doing. Massive respect, and massive respect to the NABBA team as well.
You, Jen. Cheers, guys.
Thank you. Let me know when your hat gets there as well.
Yeah, thank you for that.